Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about the hostile takeover on Steam, basically by Tron. And of course, I'm going to do some update about the coronavirus, and I will touch on gold as well. And before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming token swap or token stacking. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and patreon.com as well. And patreon.com, I post a video about how you can there's an essential vitamins that can prevent the coronavirus, and you can check it out if you are my Patreon member. I can't post it on YouTube because that maybe potentially got banned. So let's talk about let's talk about the gold quickly. So gold is the reason why gold got dumped right now, got pumped again, I guess. So the reason gold got dumped early on, remember they pumped all the way here and then it got dumped again, is basically because of the once again is a long and short position. If you follow my channel, you probably will see that as well. And because I for the past how many videos I'm just busy talking about coronavirus, I should probably focus more on the financial aspect. And of course, interest rate already cut 50 basis point. This is more than expected actually, because I thought they're going to cut like 25 basis point, right? So right now, and then another 25 basis point later on, they cut right away. That's mean something really bad that we don't know is coming. And of course, it's not surprising because there's right now, in terms of the production capacity in China, probably just 20 to 30%. The GDP is going to suffer. And also there's a supply chain breakdown, and a lot of company they rely on China to produce for the raw materials to produce the final product. Korea and of course India, they rely on raw materials from China to produce their generic drugs. And India, of course, they are the biggest producer for generic medications. But anyway, so the economy is going to slow down. So in order to continue to pump the market perpetually, they have to cut interest rate. So more free money or easy money floating around in the market, then those money will flow to the stock market to keep the stock market afloat. So basically, the coronavirus is a black swan event, basically. And another potential black swan event will be the locust. So I will talk about the locust probably in my next video. And let's go back to this. So in terms of the long and short position, you can see the commercial in a commercial interest, which is the producer. Short interest is over 552,000. And you can see the non-commercial one, probably just the investor or big investor. They have 389,000. So you can see that they're not going to pump the price to liquidate their own position. Of course, they're going to dump the price to liquidate somebody else's position. This is so for gold. Silver is the same thing. But the thing is, the silver is more on industrial side. There's a lot of industrial application, and with the slowdown of the economy, probably will affect the silver as well. But the thing, if you look at the long and short position, it's the same thing. Commercial, you have short interest over 170,000, and for the producer, and non-commercial, you see the non-positions on this side. Of course, they're going to dump up the market to liquidate the position on this side. So it happens almost every single time. If you look at the long and short position, probably you anticipate either pump or dump, right? Isn't it? So let's talk about the takeover by Tron. Steam takeover by Tron, basically. And I'm not surprised, let's see, where is it? Okay, the hostile takeover on Steam by Tron. But the thing is that Steam, I don't know what's the value of Steam seriously at this time, because at the beginning it's very promising project, but right now basically Steam, I think they lost the momentum, they lost the traction, and the bot, basically the bot is controlling the Steam right now. It's not regular user. I don't know how many users using it. I stopped using it. I used to use it but no longer using it, because I feel like whenever I put some videos over there, and then the bot is the one who comment, the bot is the one who chips or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any I don't like Steam actually. I feel like the project losing momentums. And of course, back in 2017, Steem is a really, really red hot project, right? But right now it's losing traction. There's some another big thing, right? And of course, Justin Sun Tron, they managed to neutralize the soft fork implemented by the Steem community. And so if they do it on Steem, do you think they can do it on the EOS mainnet? I'm not surprised at all. And right now, I think Block 1 focusing on voice. I'm not sure if they still support EOS. Seems like to me they move from one project to jump from one project to one another. It's not they don't stay on one project and keep on building. That's how I felt. I don't know what do you think about that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, Steem is like that when Danera built the project and then he left and then now he built EOS and then it seems like there's not much involvement. Block 1 seems focusing on voice right now, and voice is going to have a voice token, right? They're not going to use EOS token in voice. But if they're using EOS token in voice, that's another, then that would be promising, right? I feel like, I don't know. That's how I felt. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. And also, of course, EOS is pretty centralized. It's only 30 block producer, and those block producer can colluding one another and then folding one another to be in the top 30, continue to get free reward, the block reward. And also, you know, a lot of projects, even a little guy can be a minus, right? You can mine you can mine Bitcoin, but of course, of course, the hashing power is pretty bad right now. I don't think you can do that, but at least you can mine Bitcoin, right? Even the average guy, and Ethereum you can mine right now. But isn't it they change to delegate proof of stake, right? So they're going to change the delegate proof of stake, then you cannot no longer mining anymore. You're not delegate proof of work anymore. So I don't know. So we'll see. It seems like all this project, they they basically not building, except Ethereum. They have a DeFi, decentralized finance. This is a big theme for 2020, and Ethereum, I'm pretty bullish on it because they build on applications that the real world is going to use it. Eventually, everything will be on the blockchain in terms of the DeFi, the decentralized finance project. I'm not surprised at all. It's just a matter of time. Of course, the financial institution, they want to fight it, but it's a matter of time. Everything will be on the blockchain because you don't have you go through peer to peer. You don't have to go through an intermediary. You don't have to go through a middleman. So we'll see. And so basically, Tron tried to take over, gain control of the Steem, the social media, and by have a huge control of the Steem token. And of course, the Steem community is very concerned. They try to do a soft fork to neutralize the funds held by the Tron Foundation. And because of this, Tron immediately contact different exchange, Binance, Huboi, Poloniex, to organize a hostile takeover on the chain. So basically, whoever bought all the Steem token on the exchange, they're using those token that they control, but they are not own them, right? They have control of the token, but it doesn't mean they own them because those token is owned by the buyers, whoever bought those token and leave it in the exchange. And this is I mean that's the thing. So if you buy a token, better to transfer out of the exchange to your wallet. So that is very important. Otherwise, they can do whatever they want, and then if the exchange go under, you're going to lose all the token. So the fundamentals of blockchain technology is to decentralize the power back to the people. You are your own bank, so you take care of your private key. If you lose it, you are going to lose all this coin forever, unfortunately. So of course, the block producer of EOS and let's see. So they are going to. So because of this, they remove the previous weakness, which is the block producer in the case of EOS, and then they fold a new one as a proxy, and then Justin Sun able to dissolve the soft fork implemented by the community. But it is what it is. I don't know. So they're saying that they also saying that allow the exchange user to vote on a proxy, like open source exchange voting portal is already available. So that means if you have a token on the exchange, you can still vote. And so Steem delegated proof of stake got taken over by big exchange voting with depositor funds. Yep. So they got your token and then they vote, basically. This is from Vitalik. So let me know what you think about the project of Steem as well as EOS. And do you think those two projects still has traction or they're losing momentum? Please comment below. I would love to hear from you. But the thing is, if it's a bull, if the market crypto go back to bull market, or even the shitcoin will go crazy. So we'll see. So the next stop, we are going to talk about the coronavirus. Of course, I'm not going to get any advertising revenue out of that. Basically, whenever I talk about that, it's all yellow. See, everything is yellow. Except this one, I didn't talk about that. I mean, everything is yellow anyway. For the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks, I talk about it. Anyway, I don't care anymore. So let's talk about, let's see. So of course, the map from John Hopkins, it doesn't matter anymore because those are fake number from China anyway. Maybe Korea is testing very aggressively. They even have a drive-through testing facility. Just like drive-through McDonald's, drive-through fast food, and within minutes you can get your results back. This is pretty cool. I hope the U.S. or North America they implement this type of thing. I mean, that's why they have so many cases because they test very aggressively in South Korea. And in Italy, it's really bad. The case in Iran is even worse. No, in Iran, whatever in social media, you see a whole bunch of dead bodies in the in the hospital. It's basically like the earlier days of China, of Wuhan, basically. People also collapse on the street in Iran. It's the same thing. That was the earlier days that happened 5 to 6 weeks ago in China. Same thing. People collapse on the street, and a lot of dead body on the street as well. So I'm not surprised. It looks like history repeat itself, and human don't learn from other country mistakes, and they think all these things they will not get it, basically, right? Another interesting thing is, of course, U.S. right now, the outbreak is in the community. They have tons of hidden spreader, and unfortunately, and they couldn't identify the sources of infection in, I think, one case in UC Davis. That will be a potential breeding ground for the outbreak in the community because you cannot identify the source of infection. There will be a hidden spreader in the community spreading like wildfires. It's just a matter of time for the community to blow up again. So unfortunately, and plus the cruise ship. Plus there's a lady coming out from the cruise ship in San Francisco. That cruise ship is coming back to San Francisco, and that lady already dead in a hospital. And that cruise ship is going back to San Francisco. Of course, they're going to test all the cruise ship people, and I don't know what they're going to do with it. And right now, I think they're going to San Francisco. I don't know their plan. Probably they're going to test every single patient. But the thing is, those tests in terms of accuracy is only 30 to 50%. So if they test negative, are you going to release them out of the cruise ship and then just go and, I don't know. I mean, I'm skeptical about that because based on previous experience, all the cruise ship all got messed up, right? Even though they tested negative, I don't know. And another thing is those tests has so many false negative is because those are just swabbing your nose, your throat, right? Those are testing your upper respiratory. But the coronavirus is very smart, very intelligent, very sneaky actually. They hide deep down inside the lung. So if you don't scope down to the lung, you're not going to get the accuracy of the test. But the thing is, the only time you those procedure doing it is probably basically patients in the ICU, right? But those are high risk procedure anyway. Very contagious. And let's go back to, so there's an article from Lancet talk about the family cluster that is published back probably mid-February. I read this article a long time ago. And this is very concerning. I mean, seriously, the reason why it's concerning is because basically like 83% chances, where is the other article? So 83% chances, if you have the person will get it if you have close contact with the coronavirus patient. And basically, it takes about 3 to 6 feet for the droplets to spread to other person, right? So if you're in a public area, if you're 3 to 6 feet away from that infectious, that hidden spreader, if that person coughing, and if he did not wear a mask and you did not wear a mask, then probably you inhale those droplets and then you probably will get it. 3 to 6 feet only, okay? So if you're at work, somebody is sick, probably 83% chance you'll get it. And this is the 83% is based on an infectious disease expert. The SARS infectious disease expert. There are tons and tons of experience from SARS. Unfortunately, in North America, in Europe, they don't have much experience of SARS, and they are too complacency, and they don't think this will happen. But this is from their experience. In terms of the death, the fatality rate, they talk about increasing to 3.4% or something like that. But the thing in those studies, if the patient admitted to the ICU, there will be fatality rate up to 10 to 15%. So, so this is I read a whole bunch of articles, and that's why I think since mid-January I read a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why I'm more cautious than a lot of other people, and especially after reading the epidemiology report, I was shocked. So that's why I'm very cautious. At the end of January, probably near the not the end. I think the third week of January. So if you follow my channel, you're probably well prepared for this coronavirus. You shouldn't be going to the store fighting for all the supplies and groceries. You should get it done way before ahead of everybody. And the thing is, it's not a good idea. You go to the store with so many people, crowded area, and then those people may be the potential hidden spreader. You don't even know. It's highly, I mean, especially if you're in King County right now in state of Washington, they already have 10 people already dead. And a lot of people are linked to the nursing home. And from that facility, 12 firefighters out of 30 firefighters were quarantined already. I mean, this is not sustainable. You just have like one outbreak in the nursing home, and then you have a 12 firefighters already got quarantined, probably for 14 days. Probably you need longer right now. The incubation period is much longer, seriously. And 12 out of 30 is almost half of the firefighter in a certain fire station. They're already out of commission, basically. I mean, this is not sustainable. And then I don't know if you still remember in UC Davis that case. That patient basically transferred from another small hospital to UC Davis. That case, they have to quarantine 124 people. So, I mean, just one person, you have to quarantine 124 people. That is not sustainable. How many healthcare professionals, nurses, doctors, you need to quarantine? If you quarantine them, that means you have less people work in the hospital, and then you're fighting this epidemics right now. So this is not cool at all. And of course the CDC talk about don't wear masks, just wash your hands. I think it's pretty controversial in here, but in Asia the consensus is everybody wear a mask. And the reason is just common sense. Okay, we don't need fancy study or whatnot. Okay, whatever. So if you go to a crowded area, wear the mask, right? Because they're so close to you. If they are 3 to 6 feet from you, the droplets is going to fall on you if they cough. Simple, okay? And if everybody wear a mask, this thing will slow down, right? The transmission of the virus will slow down. because the person who is a hidden spreader, if that person wears a mask, whenever that person cough, so the droplet will be contained inside the mask. And also, if he cough and then he somehow the droplet is he didn't wear a mask, and you are standing 3 to 6 feet away from this hidden spreader, you are also protected, because those can protect you from droplet. For aerosol transmission, of course, it's not going to protect it for surgical mask. You need an N95. But the thing is, aerosol transmission is not that common for this for the coronavirus. The only time you have aerosol transmission, probably in a dental office, right? There's a lot of probably stay away from dental office right now. And as well as doing intubation, right? Intubation, you have tons of aerosol coming out. That will be high risk at the time. So you need an N95. And right now, King County is pretty bad. So in Seattle, in Washington, and if I'm living in that area, I probably will wear N95, and as well as goggle, as well as wearing disposable gloves, because I don't want to touch anything. Seriously, I don't know who is the hidden spreader in the community. Obviously, they have hidden spreader in the community. Everything is out of control. I mean, that is like earlier days of China, basically. Right now, whatever happened in King County, or earlier days of Singapore, when it's interesting that at the time, Singapore government, I think earlier days, there's so complacency, just like in the US a few weeks ago, right? They told them not to wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. I think they only have one or two, they have no case. And then they have a case, they freak out, everybody lining up for a mask. And then everybody want to buy sensitizer, sensitize their hand. And then the pharmacy, and then their supermarket ran out of sensitizer and all that, okay? I mean, you don't want to be panicked. You got to be prepared, okay? That's all I can say. And I don't know, but I think the reason why the government say not wear a mask in the US is because it's a national shortage. It's a worldwide shortage, basically. So if everybody wear a mask, then there's nothing left for the healthcare worker. But on the flip side, if the people got sick, then it will overwhelm the healthcare system as well. So I think you should use your judgment whether you should wear a mask or not. But if I'm in the King County area, I definitely will wear N95, goggles, and even disposable gloves. I don't want to touch anything, because they can live on the surface up to 9 days, depending on what type of service they are on. So, and then I will also put all the clothing in the laundry if I go outside. And you should, if you don't have to work, you shouldn't go outside at all. You should finish all your shopping. Last week they have a panic, right? They should finish all the shopping, so they shouldn't even go outside. I mean, seriously, I mean, I would take it seriously. Right now, those things, just like 5 weeks ago, in Singapore, it's very similar scenario. 5 weeks ago, it's like this, right? In China as well. And let's see. I think I go through pretty much a lot of stuff, but the thing is, one more thing I want to talk about is, I think this is from the infectious disease specialists in Asia. They also talk about 40% of the China population already got infected, and quarantine is only slow down the process, right? If you don't find the sources of infection, it's not going to help. So the quarantine is only slow down. I'm not surprised there will be massive, probably statewide school shutdown. I'm not surprised at all. And there will be potentially shutdown of offices as well. And because of I mean, I'm not surprised. So just be prepared for that, seriously. And also, they talk about 2/3 of the world population will eventually get infected as well. I don't want to scare you. This is just based on the infectious disease specialists. In Asia, they talk about this. They have tons and tons of experience in SARS, which a lot of practitioners in Europe and North America, they don't have that kind of experience. So, and also they are on the front line. They are on the front line of fighting for coronavirus back in 2003. They experienced all this crazy stuff, and there's a lot of experience that we can learn from Asia. But unfortunately, North America, Europe, they did not learn from Asia. They are too complacency. They lose the window of opportunity to contain this virus, and now it's totally out of control, basically. And I hope this video, they will not ban me because I'm just telling the truth. And of course, they don't like the truth, right? So just talk about the case right now. 13 states across the US have reported over 80 confirmed non-repatriated cases. This is alarming. Over 80 non-repatriated case. Okay, repatriate case, basically you know the sources of infection, you import from repatriate your citizen back to the country. That's right now you have so many cases, it's not from overseas. That means there's a community, there's a hidden spreader in the community that is dangerous. So one case in Arizona, and then California, 29 case, and then of course there's a lot of hidden spreader in Sacramento right now. We don't know because of Vacaville. And in Florida, there's 3 cases. I don't believe 3 cases. I think they're underreporting. And I think something maybe surprise coming out of Florida. I know this is just based on what I have seen. Something doesn't make sense in Florida. It has more than that because they already declared emergency. So California already, the state of California already declared the state of emergency. Of course, state of Washington already did. And Georgia has 2 cases, Illinois 4 cases, Massachusetts have 2 cases. 1 case is from overseas. And even New Hampshire have 1 case. Seriously, New York, of course, this is pretty dangerous because New York, that guy, the lawyer who was right now is in the hospital in a critical but stable condition, and I think the neighbor drove him to the hospital, and even the neighbor got it. And wife, daughter, and son got it. Everything positive. And even the neighbor got it. That's seriously. He's just driving the guy to the hospital. Oh my God. So I'm telling you, this is highly contagious. So people don't take it seriously. For the last 5 or 6 weeks, when I talk to people, only a few of them, they take it seriously. Most of them, they just, okay, this is not going to happen. It will go away and all that. Okay. But if you look at the epidemiology study, look at the numbers, not based on your emotion. If you look at the numbers, you can predict these things 6 weeks ago, seriously. Because I look at the epidemiology report back in January 23rd or something like that. After I look at the epidemiology study, I was shocked. I was total shocked. So anyway, so North Carolina, how many cases? Oh, this is linked to the nursing home in Washington State. That's a good sign because you find the sources of infection, right? It's not from hidden spreader, right? You can identify the sources of infection. And Oregon has 3 patients tested positive. And that one, I don't know. That one is not from overseas. I'm not sure. Rhode Island, 2 cases. This is from the European trip. That's fine because it's from overseas. You identify those sources of infection. So Washington... So Washington people are talking about maybe the next Wuhan. I hope not. But right now, with the things going on right now, things only get worse, right? Because this is just the beginning. If you understand the exponential nature of the virus, this is just the beginning. I don't want to say that. I don't want to scare people, but I'm just telling you the truth. So if you're in the state of Washington, in King County, better not to go outside, okay? Just stay at home. If you don't have to go to work, if you are your own boss, just work from home, okay? Don't even go out. You should finish all your shopping last week, okay? Don't go out. Avoid unnecessary gathering, okay? Avoid any direct unnecessary gathering or going out to eat or whatnot, okay? Just take it seriously. Washington is in a critical state right now. They lose the window of opportunity to contain the virus. Right now, it's just of a matter of time. These things will keep going. Keep going up. It will keep going up. I'm seriously. The number is going to keep going up. Wisconsin is only 1 case. History of travel, that's fine. Because those are not from hidden spreader, right? So let me know what you're going to do. How did you already prepare for the coronavirus, like in terms of stocking up your supply, basic necessity, toiletries, stuff like that, or you still haven't finished or you don't care. It's not going to happen. It's not going to go to my community. Please comment below. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, so make sure you don't touch your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and always wash your hand if you get to the soap and water. If you cannot, sensitize your hand very often. Okay, it's very, very important. Also, after you go shopping or whatever, go to somewhere else, you should you should wipe down your door, the door, the car door handle, as well as the steering wheel, and as well as the interior. Whatever you touch inside the car, you should wipe it down. Okay, with disinfectants. You can use alcohol, whatever. I like just to use 70% alcohol, should be sufficient to wipe that down, more than enough to kill the virus. So just wipe everything down, okay? So when you get home, make sure you wipe down your cell phone as well, your earbuds, your bags, whatever you just came from outside, your doorknob. If you're working in a office with shared computer, wipe everything down. I'm not even kidding. The mouse, the keyboard, the screen, everything, and disinfecting every few hours. And in terms of the elevator buttons, nobody's going to clean it, right? So I would not even touching it. I would just probably using a towels or whatever, napkins or whatever, just to use it to touch it and then throw that tissue away. Okay, no touching of elevator buttons. Seriously, I'm that serious right now. You got to be very, very vigilant. Okay, always disinfecting your work area every few hours. Okay, you never know, somebody may touching the table again. You never know. So just be very vigilant not to touch your eye, your nose, your mouth. Those are the point of entry of virus, and it's highly contagious. If somebody is sick, you should stay far away from them as far as possible. I'm not even kidding. No joking. This is a critical times. Okay, you got to protect yourself and be very cautious. Okay, wash your hands, sensitize your hand. Very important. Very important. I cannot stress enough. And I think based on experience in Asia, they said sensitize your hand. Washing your hands is more important than wearing a mask. That is true in a way. But if you're in a crowded area, it's better to wear a mask. And it's up to you whether you want to wear a mask. Right now, you cannot even buy it, basically. But if you even if you want to buy it, it's very expensive. I got my supplies probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I don't care anymore because I know this coming. So I just finished all my preparation a long time ago. But anyway, if you find this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, also share with your friends. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out the upcoming token swap and token stacking process. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and patreon.com as well. Remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency or commodity or stock market can has inherent risk. Please use due diligence. Also, I'm not a healthcare provider. And if you have any questions or concerns about coronavirus, you should consult with your doctors. And this is just for entertainment and information only.